Hi Andy, good morning. This is again Dr. Sage Kiran Kumar dealing you the machine learning part. Today, yesterday we have seen univariate linear regression and bivariate linear regression, multivariate linear regression. Now let us see how these can be used for classification. So we are going to look at linear regression using least squares regression for classification. So far, we have used the least squares method to construct function approximators. Now, we can also use linear regression to learn binary classifier by encoding the two classes as real numbers. For instance, we can label positive examples with y positive as +1 and the negative examples with y negative as -1. And then follows our formula is x power ty is equal to x transpose t y is equal to positive mu plus minus negative mu plus, where mu plus and mu negatives are d vectors containing each future's mean values for the positive and negative values respectively. Hope you understood my difference clearly. Right? So mu plus is the positive, is a d vector containing positive. D vector means row vector, my dear friends. This is positive mean mu plus, and then similarly d vector containing negative values. The final formula would be like this. Mu minus mu plus is a vector, is a mu plus is a vector, and mu minus is another vector. Mu plus contains positive mean values, and negative contains positive negative values. Now coming to the formula, we can write the formula as, say this, b hat is equal to slope. Slope b hat can be written as 2 into positive into negative mu plus minus mu minus by mean rho xx. Mean rho xs. Rho square x, also called as rho square x. This equation shows that the slope of the regression line increases, the slope of the regression, this is the regression line, this is called the slope. If this slope of the regression line increases, the separation, and increase of the, this is how our line would be. See, this is another slope, this is another slope. It increases, decreases, then automatically the separation, see, the separation plus, some pluses are here, some negatives are here. See, this is how it separates. The positives and negatives are clearly separated. See, the regression line increases, the slope if gets increases, the separation between classes, positive classes and negative classes, but also decreases if the class distribution becomes skewed. In some cases it separates, in other cases it is skewed. Right. Now the regression equation y is equal to y bar plus b hat into x minus x bar can then be used to obtain a decision boundary. We need to determine what is x naught, y naught, such that y naught is a halfway between y positive and y negative. We then can write as x0 is equal to x bar plus y0 minus y bar by b hat. And it can also be written as, if we replace b hat with this formula, we can come to a conclusion. This is x naught is equal to x bar minus positive minus negative by 2 positive into 2 negative rho square x by mu positive minus mu minus negative. That is, if there are equal number of positive and negative examples, we simply the threshold at the future mean x bar simply. Right. This is how it is. This is called. So if positive negatives are clear, right? If there are equal number of positive and negative classes, then see all positives come in this area. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, this is the fourth quadrant. First, second, third, fourth. Generally, first, third represent either false positive or true positives and true negatives. And 2, 4 represents false positives and false negatives. So here the two misqualified, this is misclassified, and these two are also misclassified. See, this is the one misclassified, and similarly these two are misclassified. So this is how a separation line. This is called separation line. Now, using univariate linear regression to obtain a decision boundary, this is right. This is separation. Just right. The 10 negative examples are labeled with y negative minus 1. You see, these are all labeled here. And the 20 positive examples are labeled y positive with plus 1. This is plus 1, this is minus 1. And red circle, y negative, mu negatives and mu positives are indicated with red circles. The blue line is the linear regression line. Y is equal to y bar plus b at x minus x bar. And see, if we change b, slope will get changed, right? And this crosshair indicates, this is what indicates, this indicates the decision boundary. The decision boundary. X0 is equal to y x bar minus y bar by b hat. This results in 3 examples misclassified. These are the 3 examples misclassified. Notice that this is the best that can be achieved with the given data. So this is how it is. This is the purpose, right? In general, the least square classifier learns the decision boundary with respect to x equal to t, with w is equal to x power t into x whole power minus 1 into positive mu positives minus negative mu negatives. We would hence assign y hat is equal to sine of wx minus t to the instance x, where sine of x is positive if x is greater than 0, is equal to 0 if x is equal to 0, negative if x is less than 0. That is what? Positive, y negative. So mu positive is 1 if positive, mu negative is minus 1 if negative. So, right. Various simplifying assumptions can be made, including zero-centered features, equal variance features, uncorrelated features, and equal class prevalences. In the simplest case, when all these assumptions are made, reduces this equation gets reduced to W is equal to C into mu positive minus mu negative, where C is some scalar that can be incorporated in the decision threshold T. So finally, we can say W is equal to C into mu positive minus mu negative. We recognize this as the basic linear classifier. This is called basic linear classified. Right. thus tells us how to adapt basic linear classifiers using least square methods. Now, in summary, a general way of constructing a linear classifier with decision boundary with respect to T is by constructing W as m power minus 1 into n positive, mu positive minus n negative, mu negative with different possible choices of m, n positive, n negative. Different, you have to vary n positive and negative. The full covariance approach is with m is equal to x power t into x as time complexity of order of n square d and order of d cube for inverting it. This approach becomes unfeasible with a large number of features. This can be used only for small number of features. Now, next the concept is perceptron. Perceptron. What do you mean by perceptron? Linearly separable. What do you mean by linearly separable? Linearly separable. Positives, negatives. These are all positives and these are all negatives. Suppose if you draw a line like this, clearly separates the positive examples and negative examples. Suppose in case if a positive example comes here, then what is our separating line? Then our line have to be like this, which should not cover a negative, but should cover all positives. Now this is also covering this negative. So slightly, no, it should not have any curves like this, but no, it has to give you a separate. This is called separation, separable. No, positives and negatives are separable. We have to write a line which separates all positive and all negative examples. Now, a linear classifier that will achieve perfect separation on linearly separable data is the perceptron. The perceptron is the method which is the perfect classifier. The perfect classifier name is perceptron. Perceptron, originally proposed as simple neural network. The perceptron iterates over the training set, updating the weight vector every time it encounters an incorrectly classified example. So incorrectly classified, see, this is called perceptron, my dear friends, right? Let us see. Let Xi be misclassified as positive example. Misclassified as positive example. This is misclassified, for example. We have yi is equal to plus 1. Automatically yi will become plus 1. And wxi is less than t. We therefore want to find w such that wxi, w hash, such that wxi is greater than w dash xi, which moves the decision boundary towards hopefully past xi. That is, see, something like this. This can be achieved by calculating the new weighting vector. W dash is equal to normal W plus cardinality n into xi, where cardinality n is 0 to 0 less than n is less than is called learning rate. If I increase the learning rate or decrease the learning rate, this line gets changed. It is a switch, like learning rate is now a switch. You see, learning rate is 0.2. How many points are misclassified? If it is 0.3, how many are misclassified? If it is 0.4, how many misclassified? So this is called learning rate, my dear friends, learning rate. We then have W dash Xi is equal to Wxi plus cardinality Xi into Xi. Clearly, this clearly shows it is greater than Wxi. So in the same way, let Xj is misclassified as negative example. Then we have Yj is equal to -1. And with respect to Wxj should be greater than T. Indaka, it is less than T because it is positive and it should be greater than T. In this case, we calculate the new weight vector as W dash is equal to W minus cardinality Xj. Indaka, W dash is equal to W plus cardinality Xi rasam. Ipudemo W minus cardinality Xj rasam. So clearly, W dash Xj is equal to Wxj minus cardinality Xj into Xj. Clearly, this is definitely, see, we are this is the point here. Clearly, it is, we are subtracting this. Clearly, it is less than Wxj. Clearly showing no, the boundary will be varied. Right now, in the two cases can be combined into single. W dash is equal to W plus cardinality n into y into xi. Y is +1 or -1. +1 just automatically this becomes plus, -1 just automatically this becomes minus. This perceptron training algorithm is given in the algorithm. It iterates to training examples until all examples are correctly classified. The algorithm can easily be turned into an online algorithm that processes a stream of examples. Let us see the algorithm first. Now, this is called perceptron, labeled training data D in homogeneous coordinates, and we have to give learning rate. Learning rate 0.2. Learning rate also must be given. Now, what is the output we are going to get? Weight vector W defining classifier y hat as sine of W of x. This is what we are going to get. Now, let W is equal to 0. Converged is equal to false. While converged is equal to false do. So it comes into the loop. Because we declared converged as false, it comes into the loop. While means while false exit. Right? Converged, here we are writing it as converged is equal to true. For I is equal to 1 to cardinality of D do. If yi w into xi is less than or equal to 0, then wxi is less than or equal to 0, then w is equal to w plus cardinality yi xi. And we say converged is equal to false. Now again it repeats until all these are over. All these are over. Now we are writing here converged as false. And now whenever it comes out of this for loop, automatically, if the converged is false, if the excuse me, if the converged is false, it again goes into the loop. That means no D should get false. No D should get false. Then only it comes out of this while loop. See, this for loop is executed, no, not for one time, but will be executed. This for loop, this inner for loop, this is inner for loop is executed and gives you, see, if at all, if this condition is executed for any D, if this is executed, automatically again this for loop will be executed. That is what, until all training data classified, until all training data classified correctly. This is called perceptron. Hope you understood, my dear friends. Here we are calculating only W only. See here, this is the main thing. Yi into YIW into Xi less than or equal to 0. If this is the case, then we are just calculating W plus NYI Xi and converged is equal to false. So this is called perceptron algorithm. Perceptron. Let us see now. The algorithm can easily be turned into an online algorithm that processes a stream of examples, updating the weight vector only if the last received example is misclassified. The perceptron is guaranteed to converge to a solution if the training data is linearly separable, but it won't converge otherwise. So this is linear perceptron. Hope you understood, and you can clearly see in the figure. See, a perceptron trained with small learning rate n is 0.2. Learning rate is 0.2 here. 0.2. What happens if we increase the learning rate to 0.5? This is 0.5. See this. There are positives. And if you increase 0.5, see this have distance and this distance is get reduced. This is also somewhat reduced. But now see, these two have come onto the line. And now if you increase to 1, see, if you increase to 1, learning rate if is increased to 1, see, this is going for some changes will come. So increasing the learn rate further to N1 may lead to aggressive weight updating. So which harms conversions. So this is called, right, perceptron, my dear friends, perceptron. Using this notation, the weight vector can be expressed in vectors as W is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to N alpha I YI XI. In other words, the weight vector is linear combination of the training instances. The perceptron shares this property with example, the basic linear classifier. So WBLC, basic linear classifier is equal to mu plus minus mu negative. And it can be written as 1 by positive sigma training data minus 1 by negative sigma x negative, x positives and x negatives. That can also be written in this form as, see, positives and negatives. This is called basic linear classifier. See, you can see the differences between now the three differently trained linear classifiers and 100 positives. You can see the perceptron. This is perceptron, and this is least square classifier, and this is basic linear classifier, BLC. So you can clearly see the differences between the three lines. This is the best one is perceptron. Hope you understand.
Now think about this. This is the data, and this is our, let's say, our independent variable x, and that's our dependent variable y. These people have actually defaulted, and these people have repaid back. So you can think of y as a probability of repaying. Some people did repay and some people did default, but when we come up with a prediction model is going to give a probability somewhere in between. So this orange line is essentially predicting the probability of a default. Now if I simply say, probability of repaying back. Now, if I simply say I'm going to use a cutoff of 0.5, a cutoff of 0.5, and essentially say these people are expected to repay and these people are not expected to repay, of course I make a mistake on these because I didn't expect them to repay, but they did. I do make a mistake on these two because I did expect them to repay, but they did not. So these I'm making a mistake on. I should not have. Let's think of that point on the left. Now, if I think of this point as being on the left, then there are 5 mistakes I made. But then these 2 mistakes cost me a lot more. With these 2 people, I gave them a loan because they were above 0.5, but they did not repay. But with these 3 people, I did not give them a loan, but they would have repaid. So the cost of these 3 is much, much lower than the cost of these 2. And therefore, what happens is that I don't want to draw this threshold at 0.5. I want to draw the threshold at 0.8 in this case, 0.8. 0.8, maybe in this case if I draw the threshold of 0.8, something like that, then it looks like if I gave loans only to people above a 0.8 probability, then every single one would have repaid. I don't lose my money on any. Of course, I lose opportunity cost on 4 people. These 4 would have been people who would have repaid if I'd given them the loan, but I didn't end up giving them the loan. But the cost of those opportunities are much lower than the cost of default. So in very many of these classifications, depending upon the context and depending upon the cost of default and the cost of misclassifications, different kinds of misclassifications, these were both misclassifications. Depending upon the costs of these 2 kinds of misclassifications, you might want to draw the thresholds in a different place. Remember, for each value of threshold you can draw, you will get a different confusion matrix. What's a confusion matrix? A confusion matrix